A four-leaf clover. It is said if you find this, you will have good luck and good fortune for the rest of your life. Unfortunately, I only have a three-leaf clover, as the odds of finding a four-leaf is about a 0.002% chance. And for the success of any startup, the odds can feel just as slim. In the world of startups, luck can be a significant factor determining founders' success. Numerous factors such as market conditions, competition, and consumer preferences are beyond the control of the founders, meaning you have to be somewhat lucky to make it. Now, I know someone in the comments is probably saying, luck is not important. All you need to have is a good team, a good idea, and tons of funding. While all that is true, luck will always play a factor. Let's take this startup for example. Back in 1999, a new company was making headlines. Big names like Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, and others were investing millions in this product. People were calling it the new wave of transportation, and Steve Jobs was quoted saying, "This will change the way cities are designed." It was predicted that this startup would be the fastest company to reach $1 billion in sales. So what was this revolutionary product? You might expect this to be an electric car, a supersonic aircraft that can go Mach speeds, or perhaps even early blueprints for space tourism. Well, the product in question was none other than the Segway. Surprisingly, Segway had it all. On paper, it had a revolutionary idea, a great team, funding, and a network of famous billionaires to promote this product. And when they launched, the owners and investors thought it would look something like this. But it was more like this. It could be argued the primary reason behind the failure of this startup was inadequate market research and a lack of understanding of the customer base. However, with the amount of funding they received, these issues had a chance to be addressed and possibly fixed. But 2 years after the launch, the unlucky incident of the founder dying from riding his own product sealed their fate. His death destroyed the credibility and the trust of the customers, and the company went downhill from there and eventually had to be sold. When it comes to luck, there are 3 types an entrepreneur can face. The first being, this might be self-explanatory, but let me give you a little visual aid of what that could look like. Blind luck is when a startup experiences success without really planning for it or doing anything deliberate to make it happen. Basically, it's when a startup gets lucky and succeeds by accident rather than careful planning and hard work. A great example of this would be the app Flappy Bird. Flappy Bird's success can be largely attributed to blind luck, as the game developer did not anticipate its massive popularity and did not have a strategic plan in place handling its overwhelming success. Despite the lack of planning, the game's addictive and simple gameplay caught on with users and propelled it to the top of the app charts, generating $50,000 in ad revenue a day. It's estimated that the developer made $3 million from this. Now, why this one requires the least amount of work? This also is likely to happen as hitting a bullseye on a dartboard 100 feet away, blindfolded, while being attacked by a bear. And if it does happen, you might as well go buy a lottery ticket while you're at it. Now you're probably curious how luck finds someone. Well, it's when you build yourself up to be one of a kind with a distinct personality, attitude, and a brand that somehow attracts luck to you. For example, imagine you're the ultimate climbing champ in your class. One day, another student comes up to you and says they've stumbled upon a stash of chocolate bars the teacher's been hiding on top of the cabinet. Well, since you're best known for climbing, they ask you to get up there and split the treasure with them. See, even though you didn't luck out by stumbling upon the chocolate bars yourself, your reputation as a top climber earned you a pretty sweet prize. Let's use a real-life example with Mr. Beast and his Feastable Chocolate Bar Company. Did you know Mr. Beast wasn't the initial person to come up with it?
Where did this idea even come from?
It really started with me kind of brainstorming some categories, and I kind of stumbled upon like beef jerky and then stumbled into chocolate and cookies. And so I remember pitching Jimmy on this concept of like launching a snacks business. And I was like, hey, I just want to like soft pitch you on this idea, hear me out. And I kind of pitched him on this like gamified commerce brand where it's like every time you buy a product, it's a full experience and you can be entered to like win things at all times. And he liked the idea.
For years, Mr. Beast built a personality, a community of 100 million fans, and a brand that worked well with the target audience. He was the perfect person to approach for an idea with such an untapped market. So it's no wonder that Feastable has made a profit at over $10 million in the first few months. Now let's be real, if someone pitched me this idea, do you think we would see the same profits? Not a chance. But hey, it's still fun to imagine something like the Knorr's chocolate bar. However, that kind of luck isn't easy to come by. It takes years of hard work and experience to get to that level. Even Mr. Beast had to put a decade on YouTube before hitting it that big. So this method is hard to come by, but there is one way to make luck that might be a little more attainable than you think. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out and find a leprechaun. The best way to create luck is by creating opportunities. Don't wait for opportunities to come to you. Actively seek them out. Attend networking events, conferences, and trade shows related to your industry. Reach out to potential customers and partners. Make sure to follow up on any leads you receive. Connect with others in your field through social media and online forums. The more you put yourself out there, it will increase your chances ever so slightly. Every conversation you have with a customer could lead to a positive recommendation, while every discussion you have with an industry expert could offer valuable feedback to help improve your product. And who knows, maybe one of your conversations will lead to an investor for your business. So always open yourself to any new opportunity, because every time you do, you might have a chance to make your own 4-leaf clover. Thanks for watching.